perfect for the holidays or any time.
Howdy folks, I am Martha, and Dorothy and I welcome you to Hirschberger's Miracle Homestead. We're excited to bring to you a recipe that we have never made before. We always love this cookie. It's the molasses cookie. Recently, our pastor and his wife had the church folks at their place for a special evening, and one thing she served was molasses cookies. So we asked her if she'd be willing to share the recipe with us, and sure, she would share the recipe with us. So it was one that they grew up on and they loved, so we appreciate her sharing that with us. So let's come in and see what goes into these delicious cookies. Here we have the molasses measured out, ready to go, and we use the grandma's molasses. The granulated sugar, all-purpose flour, and we sift ours. Butter or margarine at room temperature, egg at room temperature, and then baking soda, salt, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, and ground cinnamon. We're going to start out by mixing 4 ingredients. It's a butter or margarine, the sugar. So I'm going to mix this just a little bit to get it starting to incorporate. Now we will add the egg and the molasses. And now we will give this a good mix. We're going to scrape it down to make sure that the butter is not hanging to the side. And then we will mix it for 3 or 4 minutes until it's light and fluffy. All right, here we go.
It's interesting to watch it fluff up and also change colors as it goes through the mixing process.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's exactly what we were wanting. I want to welcome all our new subscribers. We're so glad you found us. If this is your first time with us, we hope you're enjoying it and consider subscribing. And if you've been with us for a while, we appreciate your continued support. Now, this is one minor adjustment we did to the recipe. What I made the first time, it just flattened out on me, bottomed out. And so I added a little bit more flour, and now it's cookie form, which that's what we want. So we'll put this to the flour and then to the mixer. And now we will give it a light stir together. With the molasses having been mixed and now the spices coming up, this kitchen is smelling good. All right, that's good enough. I will add about half, you know what, I'm going to get this back so it doesn't get, if I spill any flour, it doesn't go on it. Okay, we'll add about half of it to it now, and then I'll add the other half. Just guessing, I'm not measuring. All right, now we add the rest of it. Now I'm going to use this spatula here. It's a little bit stiffer at the end than the silicone, so we will knock at least some of that off. And I'm just to take this off here. Right now I'm concentrating on the sides. And now go down to the bottom, make sure no flour is on the bottom. And I'll put it back on. Now we'll give it a light mix to make sure everything's incorporated well. And this is a beautiful picture right here. The paddle of the mixer holding up cookie dough. All right, we need to scrape off the paddle first. And now I'll just reach in there and get a scoop and put it in the bowl.
As you may notice, this does make a stiff cookie dough.
And now we use a spatula to scrape the spatula. Now I'm going to put saran wrap over this and put it in the refrigerator, let it chill. And we've let it chill up to 8 hours and it works great. Putting this on reminds me when our nieces and nephews were little children and come home for Christmas. We'd have cookies and pie and this and that next thing on our goodie table. And I like to try to make this stretch real tight so you can hardly tell that anything is over it, and they reach for it and their hand can't get in it until after the main meal. And then the wraps would come off and they could eat whatever they wanted to off the goodie table on the day that we had our special gathering. So there we go. We'll tuck it away in the fridge. Well, folks, I am back here to bake the cookies. It's been probably at least 8 hours now. And between the large, small, and medium scoop, we're going to use a medium cookie scoop. So we're going to take a ball of cookie dough and just put it on the cookie sheet. And then we'll come back and roll it in the sugar. If I roll it in the sugar between each cookie ball, then the handle of my cookie scoop gets all messy. And we thank each one who has liked our videos by pushing the thumbs up button, leaving comments, and sharing our videos on your social media. That all helps our channel to grow, and we thank you very much. All right, we're going to come in and roll the dough and roll it in the sugar and get it in the oven. Just take each ball, roll it around in your hand, then roll it in the sugar. And this is granulated sugar. The oven is preheated to 375 and you do not want to overbake it. In our oven, these will bake for 9 minutes. So in they go and I'll set the timer. And while those bake, we will get the next one ready. Repeating the same process. By the way, you saw me rolling these in the sugar. These are not diabetic friendly, so Buddy won't be getting any of them, but we do have cookies that we can offer him. Beautiful, beautiful. Let me get the others in. So here we have it, folks. The cookies are out of the oven. They look like they'd be a little bit soft, as though they need to bake longer, but Pastor's wife told me to take them when they look like they're soft. Unless if you want a crisp cookie, then you let them in longer. But we like ours a little bit more soft and chewy. So we'll let them on here for a couple of minutes and take them off. Alrighty, we can gently remove them. And for those of you who shop on Amazon through our link at no extra cost to you, we get a small commission. We do not know who you are, so we'll just give a group thank you to anyone who shops on Amazon through our link. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and roll these, dip them in the sugar so they're ready to go. Tell you what, those little sugar balls want to roll around on your cookie sheet. One rolled close to the edge. At least I assume that's what happened. But yes, those look excellent, just as well as the others. Now I'll put the last 3 in. I wish we could share the aroma that these cookies are putting in our kitchen. They smell so good.
These molasses cookies are so good. And if you make them, we hope that you enjoy them as much as we do. You'll find the recipe in the description. Perfect for the holidays or anytime.
All right, we want these cookies cooled before we package them, so while they are cooling, I thought now's the perfect time for the golden thought. We are in November, and this brings us into the month of Thanksgiving, and Dorothy found a quote here. We like it, and I thought I'd share it with you. Thankfulness is like a muscle. Exercise it every day to create an attitude of gratitude. And how true that is. Depending what's going on in our life at the moment, it takes that extra effort, and you have to be intentional to find something to be grateful for. We mentioned that thankfulness is like a muscle. You exercise that muscle and it can get stronger. And that's the same way with gratefulness. Our attitude carries a lot of weight, and that can help us to be grateful, even when there's times that we need to be intentional to be grateful. We hope you've enjoyed today's video. We hope you've been blessed, encouraged, and inspired. And until next time, God bless.